Welcome to Lighting for Profits, presented by Emery Allen, with your host, Ryan Lee, your number one source for all things landscape lighting. From lighting design, install, sales, and marketing, we discuss everything you need to know to start and grow a successful landscape lighting business.
What is up, y'all? How you doing? I hope you're having a great day, off to a great week. My name's Ryan Lee, host of Lighting for Profits, presented by Emery Allen, here live on Turfs Up Radio, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. We're going to have a good time today. Another good one lined up. We got Mr. Rick Hughes with Heritage Landscape Supply Group. Make sure you stick around. This guy and I, we've got a lot in common, except for the fact that I didn't go to battle, okay? Air Force veteran, wartime experience. So we're going to find out what we have in common. I'm sure we've got something in common. But I'm super excited to have him on. He's going to be joining us in just a couple of minutes. And we're going to also ask him about, I think he's going to be at GIE. I'm not sure. I know Heritage is going to be, because they are putting on a amazing experience, is what I'm calling it. They're putting on a concert, and they're going to be at the GIE. Go to heritagelandscapesuppplygroup.com, and that show is just in a couple weeks. It's October 20, 21, and 22. So make sure you go on to heritagelandscapesuppplygroup.com. At the top banner, all you got to do is click on that, put in your email and name and stuff like that, and you get free tickets to Big and Rich. They're putting on a concert, food, drinks, the whole shebang. I believe there are still tickets. I'm not positive. So if you go there and they're like, oh, there's no more tickets, then sorry. But I believe there are. So go now and get that done. But it's a free concert. So if you're going to be at the GIE, you might as well come partay with us. So if you guys are looking to start or grow a landscape lighting business, then guess what? You're here. You made it. You found the right place. Stick around. And instead of taking this time to answer the phone and go put out another fire, stay here with me. Let's work on your business together so that you can prevent the next fire from occurring, right? That's the goal. We get stuck in our business and we're constantly putting out fires, and we're like, wait, I thought I was a CEO. I thought I was an entrepreneur. No, I'm a fireman. All I'm doing is putting out fires and dealing with problems. Let's prevent those problems so that you can actually focus on what you want to do when you grow up, and you can be a CEO, you can be an entrepreneur. I promise it can be done, and it will be done if you keep hanging around with us here on Lighting for Profits. So, and as a reminder, we started a game a few weeks ago. We're starting this in the show. Would you rather? So if you want to play along, if you want to ask Mr. Rick Hughes some would you rather questions, it could be anything. It can be lighting related or just silly or whatever. But I did open up a text line, 801-692-3677. So shoot me a text, 801-692-3677. And I will ask Rick, even if it's embarrassing, I will ask him. Whatever you want, I will ask him. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, just go ahead and put it in the comments. Would you rather? I've got the cards here that we'll go through. But yeah, if you have other ones, then play along. And I guess, you know what? I want to tell you guys about a win. I want to tell you about something good that happened to me this last week, yesterday. As most of you may, well, I don't know, I won't assume, but some of you may know that my company is growing, and I'm super excited about it. And yesterday, I hired my first assistant, a full-time, 40 hours a week here in the office. I'm not at my house anymore. I'm not working out of the house. I've got an office. I've got an assistant, and I'm so excited for so many different reasons. But, I sit here and I tell my clients, like, here's what you need to do and this and that. And I think sometimes they're like, yeah, easy for you to say, like, yeah, you tell me to spend money to make money. Well, why don't you do it? Well, guess what? I am doing it now. So it's really kind of cool. And I did it. I hired an assistant. I'm back in the saddle and practicing what I preach now, And, it's funny, when I started my landscape lighting business, I remember when I got to the point where I knew that it was a problem, that I was a problem. I was like, I'm not answering all the phone calls. And even when I do, I'm not saying the things that I'm supposed to say, and I'm not writing down all the information. I wasn't pre-qualifying like I should. It's just, I just knew it was time to hire, but I just didn't, right? I was afraid. I was afraid I couldn't afford an assistant. Like, well, if I pay them 30, 40 grand a year, then how am I going to pay my mortgage? Like that doesn't make sense financially. Another fear was, well, I don't really have enough for them to do. Like, I mean, yeah, I do miss some phone calls, but it's not like we got 50 phone calls a week coming in. We only get like a couple a day. Or another excuse was I just wasn't ready. Like I didn't really have a job description like filled out, and like I don't know, I just had never hired that, so it's like I'm just not ready. That was my excuse. And kind of going back to what I was just talking about, we're always putting out fires in our business. I realized rather than putting out fires, I needed to hire someone. I needed to put a plan in place to prevent the fires from starting in the first place. And so now here I am all over again, starting a business, and I get to the point where I'm like, oh man, I need someone. Like I literally need someone because I'm not as organized as I need to be. And I'm sharing you with this to you guys because just because you're a business owner doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean you're automatically super organized and you automatically have all the answers and you automatically are a great leader. Like, in fact, most of the time, none of that's true, right? You're just the only guy that was dumb enough to start his own business, right? And you're willing to risk it all and put it all on the line. That's really the only difference. And then you learn and you're like, oh crap, I'm not a very good manager. So, or I'm not very good at answering the phones or whatever it is. And so I realized I'm not very good at being organized. I've reached the 1 year anniversary of Landscape Lighting Secrets, and it's come and gone. I mean, I didn't even like do an event or anything. Like, it would have been cool to like congratulate everyone who joined. I mean, I've got all these ideas that just never happened. Right? I've even got people who have not renewed yet that are still in the program just because I forgot to ask them if they want to renew. So they're like, no, free coaching. So if you want free coaching, just sign up for this, and it's basically a lifetime membership because I'm so unorganized. Not anymore, because I got an office manager now, or not an office manager. I got an assistant, administrative assistant, and she's phenomenal. I'm super excited about this opportunity for several reasons. Like I said, because I'm growing and I need the help, but it's nice because I get to kind of go through this process along with you guys, because I know there's a lot of you that have the same fears that I had. Can I afford them? Am I going to keep them busy? I don't have the job description. Not ready, right? And to be honest, it's weird because you would think that after have already gone through that once, that this time it would just be so much more slick, and I would have the job description filled out, and I would have all this money saved for her, and I'd be ready, and I would have all this stuff for her to do. But I'm like, I literally feel like I did like 10 years ago when I hired my first office manager. And we're literally, so I'm just telling you, we're putting together the job description like this week. She started yesterday. We spent a lot of time not even really training. A lot of the stuff that I've learned about really building culture in your business is about building culture in your business, not like, okay, let's get started building spreadsheets and stuff. And I really wanted her to have an understanding of what landscape lighting is, why I'm so passionate about it, and why you are so passionate about it. Like, what is this industry? Why does it exist? How does it exist? And finally, what is Landscape Lighting Secrets, and how we're going to make a better impact on the world because of the business that we're doing. One of my core values, I shared with her my core values. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, if you're listening on Turfs Up Radio, I'll read you a couple of them. But one of them that I really like, I kind of have my mission statement, right? And I say, we believe in bettering ourselves. We believe that by helping business owners become better at what they do, we can change the world. And I truly believe that. I didn't just get these out of a book or like, oh, that might be cute. Like, I truly believe that if I can help other people be better business owners, that we can change. Like, I can change the world, because if you can be a better leader, you're going to impact all of your people, right? Some people call them employees, some people call them team members, but you're going to affect your people, your clients. The world is truly going to become a better place. So yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. We went through just cultural training. We literally didn't like she kind of kept asking like, well, so what do you want me to do? I'm like, we'll get there. And it's like in the past, I'd be like, yeah, let's just get started with this. Like first things first, like I got to get a return on my investment. Like if you don't get these things done in this day, in this time, then I'm out $200 or whatever the daily rate works out to be. Right. And now I've taken a step back because of the stuff that I've learned from both positive stuff I did and negative. I mean, most of the stuff that I learned because of all the stuff I screwed up on, but I'm a better leader because of it now. And I'm seeing that. I'm like, wow, this is really powerful. So I want to encourage you guys to replace yourself. I mean, I'm never going to stop preaching this message. You're doing the job of at least 2 people, but usually 5. And so find what your weaknesses are. Mine is organization, right? I'm always going to need an assistant in my life because I'm really, really good at certain things and really, really bad at others. And so hire what your weaknesses are and get someone who's way better than you, because it's going to be there is no such thing as not being able to afford that person. And I know what you're going through because again, I'm hiring this person. I'm like, well, I don't want to make less money this year and give it to someone else. Like, but that's not how it works. It's not an expense, you guys. It's an investment. And I'm telling you, just like any other, whether it's a marketing piece or any investment in real estate or anything else, when done properly, you get way more in return than you put into it. And so make sure you're treating your company as an investment, your team members that you hire as an investment. These are not liabilities. These are not expenses. These are assets. And the more that you can hire and surround yourself with, the more successful you're going to be. And I'm excited about this because I get to do it live with you guys each week. Like I'm going to return and report. Like what if like next week, like I was thinking like the first day I was like, so you decided to show up. Like I know I've had the experience. I know you guys have had the experience where you hire someone and they don't show up for the first day. You're like, oh crap. Shouldn't have told everyone that I hired someone. And so I'm telling you guys, I hired someone. Oh yeah. And she started. And so like, if all of a sudden she doesn't show up tomorrow, then next week I have to like tell that to you. Right. But she's going to show up because we're working on culture. I want this to be an opportunity, not just for me as an investment, but for her as an investment and for her to further her career, you know? So super excited. I just want to encourage you guys. I'm going through this and I want to encourage you guys, take the necessary steps to start replacing yourself. Get yourself an assistant. It will change your life. I know you think you can't afford it. I know you think you're not ready. I know you think that you just don't have the stuff, but get them in place. And if you're really thinking, there's just not that much, shoot me an email, support@ryanleecoaching.com. I will even send you a list of stuff that your office manager can do starting today, because it's way more than just answering 2 phone calls a day. There is a whole ton of stuff that they can do to help further your success. So that's my message right now. All right, guys, we are pretty much reached the time where we got to take a quick break. And then what we're going to do is welcome our guest when we come back, Mr. Rick Hughes of Heritage Landscape Supply Group. I'm excited to have him on. So stick around. We're going to do a quick break and we'll be right back.
Isn't it nice when the weather cooperates and crews complete jobs on time and on budget? But weather can cause delays, and with paper route sheets, jobs get lost in the shuffle. That's why you need Aspire Crew Control scheduling software, an easy-to-use, flexible, and affordable solution that allows you to shift schedules with a single click. Try Aspire Crew Control for free at aspirecrewcontrol.com.
There's more to landscape lighting than just throwing a fixture under a tree. The best display is one that was not only designed well, but also stands the test of time. High-quality fixtures and bulbs are key to long-term success and customer happiness. At Emery Allen, our focus is on creating only the highest performance landscape bulbs in the industry, with long-lasting components that don't degrade or flicker with age. Each bulb's appearance is always consistent throughout your lighting project. We offer a wide range of base types, beam spreads, and color choices that will fit your needs. To learn more, give us a call at 843-480-4473 or email us at info@emeryallen.com.
Are you tired of working dawn to dusk 7 days a week and still struggling? Working hard isn't your issue. What you need to focus on is the business side of your business. That's where Profits Unlimited comes in. With our 42 years of experience in the industry, we have faced the challenges you are going through. We can help you with bidding, contracts, marketing, selling, and much more. Check us out at profitsrus.com. That's profitsareus.com when you are ready to earn what you deserve. And don't forget, tune into Profit Time at 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Remember, profit is not a dirty word.
Oh, yeah. I love that song. It's just like a perfect intro song. And welcome back to Lighting for Profits here on Surf's Up Radio. Let's go ahead and welcome our guest, Mr. Rick Hughes. Where is he? There he is. What's up?
Hey, what is up, Ryan?
Good to see you, brother. So, man, welcome to the show. I'm super excited to have you on. You know what? I didn't realize when we talked about having you on that you were a celebrity. So, how much am I paying you to be here?
I didn't see the final contract, but I think it's a lot.
It must be. Yeah. I'm not really a contracts guy, but I need to be because I didn't know what I was signing up for. So I did the post, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Rick's amazing. No, Rick, I love him. Like, oh man, like, oh, I had a local celebrity here. So thanks for being here, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about, I always like to find out just, briefly about yourself and whatnot. How long have you been in the landscape lighting, outdoor living industry?
It's been so long, I forgot. I actually had to start counting up the years, and it's been 24 years now. So I feel really old. I feel really old now.
That is old.
Yes.
And how did you get your start in it?
Oh, wow. It's actually a really funny story. After about a 10-year stint in the Air Force, I got out, moved to Indianapolis, and I was working in retail sales, sporting goods, like a Dick's Sporting Goods chain. We had 85 stores in the country, got a new CEO in the company, and he proceeded to bankrupt us in about 6 months.
Love it.
He was going to be without a job. It was awesome. And a friend of mine at my church actually was a irrigation contractor, probably one of the most respected irrigation contractors in the industry. And he told the owner of Automatic Irrigation Supply at the time, Steve Christie, that kind of what the situation I was in, what was going on about me. And he showed up at the sporting goods store and proceeded to kind of interview me without really letting me know what was going on while we were closing the store and stuff, going through that liquidation process. And he offered me a job later and said he was starting up this new division in the company. It was this landscape lighting division that they didn't really do any business in. I think they did about $50,000 a year purely by accident, 24 years ago. And so I took this job, and he said, it's all yours. We don't know anything about this business. It's all yours. Run it like it's your own business. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that. So I told him then, I said, in 5 years, we're going to do $1 million a year in sales. And he laughed at me. He said, I think I told him that just to kind of guarantee I'd have a job for like 6 months because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So he says, if you do that, we'll change the name of the company. And I'm like, okay, bet. And so if you notice, the name of the company is no longer Automatic Irrigation Supply. It's Automatic Supply and Outdoor Living Company now. So
interesting.
So I hit my goal and then some, and off we went.
That's awesome. So you stuck to your end of the deal, and they stuck to theirs.
Yeah, they did. They eventually did change the name, and it kind of just snowballed into not just lighting. All of a sudden, I'm the water feature guy, the holiday lighting guy, the outdoor kitchen and artificial turf and outdoor speaker, and just on and on and on. And it blew up into the outdoor living category. So,
yeah. So, what is your opinion on? It's hard to say, like, obviously, like when someone starts a business,
Hmm.
it's hard to stay focused because, like, let's say you're starting a lighting business, but then someone's like, "Hey, oh, do you guys do water features?" And you're like, yeah, we do water features." And then all of a sudden you're kind of like doing everything. Is it better, in your opinion, for someone to kind of be just outdoor living, or should they narrow in and be a water feature guy or a landscape lighting guy and do one thing well?
I think it depends on the company, obviously. I think if you're a large company, a large landscape type of company, I think you can diversify a lot easier and do a multitude of different things. I think if you're going to be a smaller company, not to say you can't do different things. If you become really specialized in landscape lighting, I think you're going to be really, really good at it, and you're going to be really well known in your market as that guy. So I would really focus on that one thing first and get really good at that, and then you can always kind of do some of those other things on the side.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think that what happens is people get derailed because they start
Yes.
one thing, and obviously
Yeah.
we're talking about landscape lighting, but then they're not really good at anything. They're
Yeah.
just kind
Right.
of do everything.
Exactly.
And I think it would be actually more beneficial for someone to just be like, you know what? Even if it gets hard, I'm going to be the best at this. And then when they
Yes.
have the systems built, then it's kind of an easy sell. Like, hey, send an email out and tell all your clients that you now do outdoor audio. Okay, you could effectively double your business, right? But most people don't do it that way. They take the easy way out and they start doing this and they're not solving a problem. They're just creating a new
They're
one.
creating more. All they see is the dollars, and they don't see what really goes into being good at that category.
Yeah, 100%. So you mentioned you were in the Air Force
I
before
was, yeah.
that. So I have to ask you about that. I was not in the Air Force or any branch of the military, so I'm always like envious, and
Hmm.
I don't know if jealous is the word because it's like I could have done that, but I'm just like grateful. I don't really know what the word
Sure.
is, but anytime I meet someone, I'm like, dude, tell me about it because I'm like, you're a badass. So let's talk about that.
Well, I don't know about that, but I was in the Air Force for 10 years. I got the privilege to work on F-15s and F-16s. I even flew an F-15. I broke the sound barrier, did all that stuff. I served in Desert Storm, spent a year in Saudi Arabia fighting in Desert Storm. That was pretty scary and exciting at the same time for a 19, 20-year-old kid.
Jeez.
And I had a Scud missile pretty much lift me up off the ground, blow up about 200 feet away from me. I've got pieces of that at home still.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, I got to experience quite a bit at a young age, and
Holy cow.
it was pretty exciting. So,
Well, seriously, thank you for your service, man. I
oh
appreciate
no,
it.
thank you.
And, it's one thing to talk about it now, you're home, you're safe, and it's like, oh, that was cool, but it's
Yeah.
not cool, but it's I'm grateful for guys like you that are willing to put it all on the line. That's for sure. What did you learn from your, military experience that has helped you in your career?
Well, I'll tell you the work ethic that's instilled into the military personnel, the military people is just second to none. I mean, we're very prideful, we're very committed. Um, I mean, there is no kind of doing it half-assed, if you will. I mean, if you don't do your job right, people die. I mean, just bottom line. So the work ethic that we have has followed me wherever I went. So that's probably, and I'm very OCD. So I mean, people will tell you how OCD I am. So um, I'm just attention to detail and being very proud of what you do.
Yeah. No, I think that's a quality that you're going to, I mean, it's not everyone's the same. Like, okay, if you
Sure.
were in the military, you have this, but it's kind of a general consistency that comes out of that for sure.
Hmm.
So you said you flew in. What was your job in the Air
I
Force?
did. So I was an avionics technician for the first half of my Air Force career there, the 10 years I did. So I was basically working on the radar systems, communication navigations, radar jamming, attack radar, weapon systems, stuff like that. So I would fix those systems, the boxes, if you will, in the aircraft, change them out, stuff like that, troubleshoot them. The second half of my career, I was on F-16s. I was more of a mechanical role, crew chief. I got dirty, changing tires, engines, stuff like that.
That's cool. So how do you get a ride? You're just like, hey,
Yeah, so that's a neat story
Take a
too. So the ride came over in Saudi Arabia, as a matter of fact. So it was really fun. I had no restrictions, breaking the sound barrier, flying straight up. I got the stick and got to fly, all that fun stuff. So on the initial launch of Desert Storm from Desert Shield, all the pilots were very particular about their aircraft being perfect. Nothing was wrong. So if there was something wrong with the system, I was riding the truck that fixed the jet that was, when they were running and ready to go. So I had to fix, I think I went 22 for 22 on broken jets while they were running. So I reminded them of that when they all came back and said, I would like to have my incentive flight, they called it, right away. So they did. They gave me my flight, and that's something I'll never forget.
That's got to be awesome. That's
It
got to
was
be
amazing.
Rush.
Yeah.
That's killer. Well, that's really cool. So let's transition a little bit to, I guess, well, we met at the HBL conference
Yeah.
a couple months ago, I guess it was, at Mike Marlowe's event there. And, I spoke there about pricing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of, there's more than two, but there's people like me that are like, you know what, raise your price,
Absolutely.
be the top guy. And then there's others, and I even had them in my market in Dallas that were like, no, be the low guy, and they make a good living doing that. What's your opinion on them?
I'm actually probably one of the few people that embrace a price increase from the manufacturers. I love it when the price goes up. I think people get it spun a little bit backwards, and they're like, oh my gosh, this fixture is going to cost this much. And they just get beside themselves when they really should look at it as, I get to make this much money when I pay this much for a product. So I am all about making as much money as you can and using a quality product and buying the more expensive product. I kind of have a saying that success is not a race to the bottom in this business.
Yeah. Well, yeah. A lot of people have that one backwards. So that's a good saying.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think I thought that distributors, manufacturers, I thought they were like almost against my message of raise your price, because I thought they wanted them to sell as much, if they can lower their price and sell more, then technically you would make more money, right? I mean,
that never works. Yeah.
Why doesn't that work?
Well, I mean, if you lower your prices, you have to sell so much more just to get back to where you would have been if you didn't raise your price. So I would rather work smarter and not harder.
Love it. Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. And what is your role right now with Heritage?
So it's been a whirlwind. I'll tell you, it's been so exciting as we grow and grow and grow. A lot of these companies that we have brought on have not been, selling a lot of the categories that we at Automatic have been doing. So, whether it's helping them bring on some of these categories or learn about these categories, or just physically going there and helping them get set up with some of these categories, I'm kind of just helping Matt and Chris and Dwayne with all of, these companies get going in these categories and making, them money, their customers money. And it's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I gotcha. So are you traveling around?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I have been. I've been kind of all over, and north, south, east, and west, and just kind of helping anybody that needs it.
Okay, cool. So we're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break, and then I want to ask you more about your role, kind of what Heritage, you guys are doing big moves right now. So
yeah.
I'm going to talk more about that. And then, of course, we need to talk about what's going to happen at the GIE. So, we'll take a quick break, guys, and we come back. We'll be with Rick Hughes with Heritage Landscape Supply Group. Stick around.
Lawn and landscape pros need to keep their competitive edge, and the easiest way to do that is by attending GIE Plus Expo this October 20th through the 22nd. There's only one word to describe the biggest action-packed experience in the outdoor equipment industry. Wow! Over 1,000 indoor exhibits wall-to-wall with innovative products and the latest technology. Talk face-to-face with the engineers that design your favorite equipment. Then step outside and dive into the hands-on demo area where you can drive, dig, and compare equipment to your heart's delight. This year, the wow gets even bigger with the new UTV test track, the hands-on drone zone, and free parking. Free parking! Register now at GIE-Expo.com, and we'll see you in Louisville, Kentucky this October.
Attention all pros. When you leave a deal with your clients, don't leave money on the table. Join Turfs Up Nation today and partner with pros all across the country who can help you make more money for your services that are related to your project. Landscapers need plumbers, and pool installers need hardscapers, and every combination in between. Turfs Up Nation is free. Your information is secure, and you'll be connected with other pros in the industry who want to do business with you. And not to mention property owners who need help with everything. If you think your clients don't need you and the connections you have, think again. Join TurfsUpNation.com today and start putting more money in your pocket for services you never knew you could. Just remember to sign up for this free service. Go to TurfsUpNation.com.
Are you a military family with a spouse on deployment away from home? Did you know that nonprofit Project Evergreen has thousands of volunteers across the country ready to help military families with lawn, landscape, and snow removal services? We call it Green Care and Snow Care for troops. If you are a military family and would like to receive this free service, or if you'd like to volunteer to help, visit projectevergreen.org. Project Evergreen, creating a greener, healthier, cooler Earth, 1 yard at a time.
All right. Welcome back to Lighting for Profits, presented by Emory Allen. Here with Rick Hughes of Heritage Landscape Supply Group. And we're talking about Heritage now and kind of what your role is and stuff like that. Man, you guys are like making some major moves over there, acquiring a bunch of customers. I mean, has it just been insane? Oh, I told you this was going to happen.
Yep. That's not me.
That was me, ladies and gentlemen. That is the first mistake I've ever made in the last 5 seconds. I warned you.
You did. You did.
Probably mute this, and then I just, that's called manifesting yourself to fail, and I just did that. So my bad.
No problem.
So
yes,
tell us what's going on with Heritage.
We are growing like crazy. We have entered the pool industry now. Are you ready to get back into the mix? I could probably pull some strings and get you a job.
What kind of job?
You name it. We've got it. I mean, lighting, irrigation, pools now, whatever you want to do, I'll hook you up, Ryan.
And I'm loving what I do. This is like, my wife asked me, we were kind of having this conversation. I'm like, what would you do, if you could do anything? And she asked me, I'm like, I'm doing it. Like, this is a friggin' love. It
looks fun. I think you need a co-host. I think that's your next move.
Yeah. Are you putting in your application?
I think so. I think I could do this.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, that's what this. Yeah. No, we are growing like crazy. It's really a lot of fun, kind of sitting back here watching it all unfold. I mean, it's insane.
So what is your plans? I mean, are you guys just planning on taking over the world? Are you trying to mainly focus on landscape supply? Are you wanting to make a push in outdoor living, landscape lighting?
Well, I mean, outdoor living, obviously, from my perspective, is a big part of the plan. I don't know all the plans. That's kind of above my pay grade, but yeah, outdoor living is a big part of the plan for Heritage, obviously. There's a lot of growth potential in that category. So, we just want to kind of grow everybody and help everybody. I mean, Heritage is very committed to the success of our customers, obviously, and I know I am. And if you're looking for a good distributor, you definitely got to find one around the country, because you're going to find one for sure in the Heritage network.
How do you? I've kind of often thought, like, as a distributor, how do you differentiate yourself? To me, just on paper, it's like, well, you guys have products, you break them down and you sell them, but how do you really differentiate yourself from the other distributors?
Well, that's classified. I can't tell you that, but no, I mean, I wish there was this secret formula I could share or say something really profound. But I mean, I personally, I have a lot of passion for what I do. I'm really committed to my customer and the relationship I have with my customer and Heritage. That's what I love about Heritage. I mean, they've allowed me to be committed to that customer and continue that relationship and I think that's just it. That's the secret sauce that we have. I mean, it's just the people and the commitment that we have to our customer.
Well, you talk about that, and actually, when we posted this, that we were going to be doing this together.
Uh-huh.
Darren Selking was like, "Oh man, he's the man," and
Oh, that's great.
started and stuff like that. And I thought that was a
Yeah.
pretty cool it was a testimonial that wasn't prompted by anything. I mean, and you're kind of like this humble guy, like, oh, whatever. But I thought that was pretty cool, and more people had kind of reached out too. So
Oh, that's great. Well, I appreciate that. I love all my customers. I mean, I work hard for them. I'm not successful unless they are. So I'm truly committed to their success.
yeah, that's awesome, man. As you meet with contractors,
Mhm.
what do you think? Is there a general theme that you're like, they all struggle with the same thing? If they could just solve this would help them get to the next.
Yeah, I mean, we see it all the time. I mean, it's pricing. We talked about it already a little bit. I mean, I think the big struggle is to not sell out of your own wallet. I mean, just because maybe you or I might not spend $100,000 on a lighting system, doesn't mean that customer living in the $5 million home won't. So that's the hardest thing I think that contractors struggle with, is turning that off and just go for it. Try to get top dollar and use the best stuff out there that's available. You don't really have anything to lose, and just be the best contractor you can be and make the most you can.
I know it's a good point, and it's really hard to get over. It's easy to tell someone like, "Hey, get over,"
It really is, yeah.
but I don't know that there is a formula other than just go try it. Like, the worst that's going to happen is you won't get the sell, but you probably weren't going to get it anyway.
But what if you do? I mean, I helped someone sell that was using, I'm not going to name the brands, whatever, but it was a very low end brand, and we weren't selling them anything this year. And I helped them sell a job and design it. And it was a $200,000 lighting job. Wow. And I traveled to Arkansas to help them do it, just to help get their business. And they're a $500,000 account now. I mean, just take that step and leap of faith and try. And I think you'll be shocked. I really do.
You will be. I mean, everyone that's done it, including myself, was shocked. I used to be a non-believer as well.
Yeah.
I used to sell out of my own wallet. And yeah. And honestly, the other thing that I found was not just change your mindset and know that, okay, a guy who has a $5 million house compared to your $500,000 house, that ratio is pretty obvious. So like $1,000 to you is like $10 to them. Like, that's just
right.
Math, right?
Yep.
I don't know if that math is correct. So if someone double checks me, then don't. But the other thing that I found is I did change my buying behavior. I legitimately did, because I wanted to follow their mindset. And it was easier for me. Like back in the day, if I was to buy a truck, I would just want to buy the cheapest truck possible because I was cheap. And then I wanted to because it's hard to just tell yourself that these people have money. I wanted to experience it. So I'm like, no, I'm going to buy the Laramie package. I'm going to get the nicest truck. And before you know it, it does start to make more sense, and it's easier to sell because you understand the thought process, and you're also buying quality. So if you can't convince yourself to not sell out of your own wallet, then start buying like your customers, and you'll be surprised how you're able to relate to them. And then it's easier to be like, yeah, dude, they'll spend $100,000, and maybe you wouldn't, but you might spend 50. I mean, so it's a great, I don't know, it's a great thing to talk about, because that is one thing that I think most people struggle with as well, is pricing.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there a tip you want to share, or something else that I guess as we kind of close, other things that your most successful contractors are doing differently?
Well, I mean, that's tough. I mean, it's hard for these guys to find, helpers, workers, labor. but that whole ownership mentality, and I know you preach this a lot, and that's kind of where, when you were talking of HBL, I was like, I like what this guy's saying. We're kind of on that same wavelength, but I think as a business owner, you need to strive to have a business that actually works without you, not because of you. So if you have that ownership mentality, like you were talking about, hire somebody that's going to do some of the things that you really shouldn't be doing in the business, but yeah, I mean, that's some of the golden nuggets I think I would strive for is not doing everything in your business.
Yeah, I love that. And some people, the pushback I get on it, and they're like, "Well, I love what I do," and I'm like, "No, that's fine. You can keep doing that if you want to do it, but
Yeah.
the point is, you don't have to do it." And
Right.
right now, you kind of have to answer the phones and install and sell
Yeah.
everything.
And I think the other thing is if you surround yourself with people that are doing it already, I think that's key as well. I think you'll find that you start having some of those successes as well if you surround yourself with successful people.
Yeah, I love it. Insert landscape lighting secrets commercial here.
That's going to cost you too, by the way.
Dang it. That's all right, because I view everything as an investment now.
Yes.
Remember, it's not an expense. All right, man, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Actually, there's a couple things I want to do before we wrap up. One, I want to talk about the GIE Expo. Heritage, your company is like putting on a badass concert.
We are putting on a huge show. Get to heritagelandscapegroup.com, supplygroup.com, and get your free tickets. We are going to have Big and Rich there, putting on a huge concert. It's like 750 people we're packing into this place. I believe there are still about 150, 200 tickets available, and they're free. We're going to feed you drinks, the whole 9 yards. Get online, get your free tickets. You pick them up at your booth, I believe.
Yeah, you're going to pick the tickets up.
Pick up there. If we are out, I used to manage my kids' band. I know how to sneak people in. Yeah, I know how to do that. So it's going to be epic. Come see us, have a good time on us, and it's going to be great.
Dude, I think it's amazing what you guys are doing. I got my tickets. And like you said, if you don't, then just come find me or Rick. We'll get you in.
I will sneak you in. Yeah.
But go and just get the tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's I'm super excited. So, and I don't know if I asked you, are you going to be there?
Yes, I will be there.
I didn't know if you're going to sneak people in virtually or
No, I will be there holding the door.
Awesome, man. Very cool. All right, before we wrap up, we started playing this new game, Would You Rather?
Yes.
So I've got some cards here.
Perfect.
I already asked one, and Greg answered he'd rather work 60 hours a week and love what I do because he's already doing that. So what would you rather do? Would you rather work 60 hours a week and love what you do or work 20 hours a week and hate what you do?
Oh, I would much rather work 60 hours and love what I do.
Yeah. I'd rather work 20 hours a week and love what I do, but that's just me.
Well, yeah, there's that too, but that wasn't an option.
I know. I made up the game, so I made up the rules.
Oh.
All right. These ones, there's not another option. Would you rather be stuck in an elevator with a punk rock mosh pit or temperamental 2-year-olds?
I think I would go for the mosh pit.
Yeah.
I've done the 2-year-olds already. I don't want to do that again.
That's how I feel. I would totally do the mosh pit.
Yeah.
Because I would mosh out and either like get knocked out fairly quickly, or I would be knocking the out. So the 2-year-olds would just drive me nuts. And I couldn't.
I'm too old for that now.
All right. That one's not a good one. All right. Would you rather have 5-inch long uncuttable toenails, 5-inch long uncuttable toenails, or porcupine quill underarm hair?
Oh. Well, the toenails might be cool because that could be like a weapon. And I used to be in the martial arts and stuff and compete, and that might be kind of cool.
All right. Toenails?
Toenails. I'm going to go toenails.
I think it feels more comfortable to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've already got uncuttable toenails.
Yeah.
So What's another couple inches? you
Right.
know?
Yeah. That'd be uncomfortable at the beach with the underarm thing. I could hide my feet in the sand.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Mike said he's already worked 6 hours. Oh, I read that wrong. So yeah, would you rather work 6-0? He'd rather work 6 hours.
6 hours. I'm calling it a day. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's like I think that's his weekly or monthly schedule now, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, he's arrived. He's done this. He's done. All right, this one you're gonna have to prove it. Would you rather answer every phone call with "booyah" or sign off every call with "ain't no thing"?
I think I'll do the booyah. I don't know that I can do the southern twang.
Well, I did it, and you can do it in any accent you want. It could be a normal accent. It could be.
Oh,
yeah. I just, for some reason, when I read it, it just came out. Ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing. Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay, I'll do the ain't no thing.
Let's hear your ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing.
All right. So you're going to sign off today with us.
All right.
We'll say bye. We'll go do the thing, and then you'll be like, all right, ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing. All right.
Perfect.
I got it.
That.
Yeah.
So the other thing is you have to do this now, at least on the next like 10 phone calls. And someone's like, all right, man, I appreciate you. Thanks for your help. Ain't no thing.
All right.
Okay.
I want the next 10 people listening to call me so I can get this out of the.
Get it over with.
Yeah, get it over with.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think I would rather. Yeah, I'm fine with either of them. I like ain't no thing. It just sounds cooler.
Yeah. My kids will think it's cool.
Oh yeah, your kids. If your kids are listening, they should call you right now, and you can thing them.
Yeah, they're in the military overseas.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Runs in the family. Well, we got it recorded, so we can send them a episode.
Okay, there we go.
So, would you rather, when talking to someone, have them stare at your lips the whole time, which I've been doing the whole time, which is weird that this came up,
okay,
or periodically smell their fingers?
That's gross.
That is gross. What was I doing?
I was uncomfortable with the lips, and then you did that. So,
what would you rather?
I think I'll go ahead. I think staring at the lips.
Yeah, the lips, it's hard to tell, especially on like a call like this. You don't know if I'm looking at your hat or what. Right. But yeah, I think the lips makes more sense. Smelling fingers is kind of like,
it's like where they've been. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like we got to break up. We probably shouldn't hang out anymore.
Yeah.
All right, this will be our last one.
Okay.
Would you rather live the rest of your life confined to a Starbucks or a Michael's craft store?
Okay, don't judge me, but I love Michael's craft stores. And I don't drink coffee, so
that's awesome.
I love going to Michael's and walking around.
Will you come hang out with my wife? No, Michael's actually is cooler than the thought of it is like, oh, I don't want to go to Michael's. But then when you get there, it's kind of like, oh, they have other like hobby stuff. They've got some cool stuff.
You can decorate. Yeah. I mean, it's cool.
And you don't drink coffee. Ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing.
Booyah. So do you not drink coffee?
I don't.
I don't drink coffee either. I don't like the taste.
I drink Rock Stars and like Monsters.
I'm a Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I met someone else who doesn't drink coffee. We should get together and go to Michael's sometime.
Yes.
All right, man. Well, listen, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate your insight. Appreciate your service. Really do.
Thank you.
And look forward to seeing you here. And we're like 2 weeks out.
Like 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited, man.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Get
your tickets. If not, I'll sneak you in.
heritagelandscapesuppplygroup.com, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Well, yeah, man, thanks for being here. I'm going to let you go. And then after this commercial break, we're going to take, I'm going to end with my lighting tip of the week, which is a really good one. And I got to have some time to share a little quick story. So thanks for being here, man.
All right. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you.
All right. We'll see you.
All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, this is Hecubus from the Nightcap. I'm just sitting here relaxing within the vault with my friends and a tasty, tasty pint. You should stop by and listen in sometime. I'm here every Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, live only on Turf's Up Radio. Your industry, your station.
Hey, this is Jeff Hester, senior contributor and co-host of the Weekend Review here on Turf's Up Radio. Can't make it to major green industry events, but want to stay connected? Don't worry, we have you covered. Be sure to download the Turf's Up Radio app or visit our website. We'll bring you the live coverage you need to keep you up to date with everything that happens in our industry. And to find out where we'll be next, simply visit greenindustryevents.com. That's greenindustryevents.com. And always remember, Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hey, everybody, it's Brooke Ford, host of the Green Veteran here on Turf's Up Radio. Be sure to check me out every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. You're going to hear some great one-on-one interviews with green industry professionals. We're going to talk about best business practices, highlight innovative products, and also provide some insight into some new emerging technologies in the field. That's the Green Veteran, airing each Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And remember, Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Welcome back to Lighting for Profits, presented by Emery Allen here on Turf's Up Radio, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and of course, we've got the podcast as well. Guys, I need to make a confession. Some of the stuff I tell you, well, most of it, is because I screwed up along the way. And, talking about staying in your lane and becoming really good at what you do instead of starting another business and just starting another problem. One time, in a far land long ago, it was like 8 years ago, my brother and I wanted to start a haunted house. And we used to do this like thing in his garage and stuff like that, and like a neighborhood type haunt, like a home haunt. And it was like really good. Like people were like coming from other neighborhoods and cities and stuff. And then we were like kind of like not really serious about opening on a haunted house, but then all of a sudden we'd like find like land or like find a haunted house for sale. And it became more and more serious. One time, I'm not going to tell you the whole story because I mainly don't have time, but we found these guys that were looking to grow their haunted house and go to different cities. And it was a significant investment, like $1.5 million to open up a haunted house. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have $1.5 million. So we went to people, we went to investors, we went to friends, we went to clients. I mean, it was crazy. One of my clients actually said, most people were like, you guys are nuts, right? But one guy was like, yeah. Well, like some people entertained it. Like one guy was going to give us half the money if we could find the other half, everything else. One guy who was a client of mine was like, yeah, if let me take you downtown to my investment group. And if they will invest in you, then I'm in. And I'm like, oh yeah. All I need is an opportunity. I could sell anything, remember? So we go downtown and we give them the pitch, and it was awesome. It was like, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And I'm like, thinking we're going to close this deal. Like it felt like it was going good. And then it got to the point where they're like, all right, what's your exit plan? What's your exit strategy? I was like, what? Yeah. They said, what's your exit strategy? And I was still like, I don't know. We're just starting. Why are we talking about exiting? Like, why? I don't get it. And I was so ignorant and dumb, and I still am really. But when it comes to this, I literally did not make sense. I'm like, we haven't even started. Why would we talk about exit? And the reason I share this with you is because before we had even started this business, these investors wanted to know not only how they were going to get their money back, but how they were going to exit this business. Were we going to grow it to 2 locations and just sell those, or just keep running those? Or are we going to grow it to 10? Like their exit strategy was, let's grow it to 15 locations and sell it to some other investors who want to grow it to 50. Right. And that was the first time I realized that I was not living my true potential in my landscape lighting business, because up until then, all I was trying to do was make money. I was just trying to make like, $200,000-300,000 grand a year. That was just my goal. And it was like, okay, I'm making $200,000-300,000 grand a year. Now what? Like, I don't know. There was no now what, because I didn't need a now what. I was making good money. I was self-employed. I was not an entrepreneur. All I was doing was paying myself and working for myself. Right. And this opened up my eyes, and I realized, wait a minute, what is my exit strategy when it comes to landscape lighting? Am I going to try to build this to 2 locations, 5 locations, 10 locations, sell it? Like, I didn't know. It didn't just automatically come to me, but it was the one thing that led me to that thing. By the way, the haunted house, they actually did end up agreeing to invest. They actually are like, they're like 1.5, 2 million bucks. That's like Vegas money. That's what they said. And we got the money, got the haunt off the ground, and then it didn't work out. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. And but one of the things I learned was have an exit strategy. So what is your exit strategy? Is your goal just to do better than last year and make money for yourself? Or what is your exit strategy? And again, I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, well, I don't want to exit, because I didn't want to exit when we were starting that business. But that's not the point. You build it so that you could if you needed to exit, right? And when you build it and really have people in place, you truly are going to work because you want to, not because you have to. And if you want to work 60 hours a week, then go work 60 hours a week. But if you want to take the next month off and go to Dubai, then go do that, right? You don't want to ever feel like you are trapped, imprisoned by your business. The whole point of being an entrepreneur is to experience freedom. And unfortunately, most of us don't ever really get to experience that. And it's more than just being self-employed, more than just paying yourself a good income. It's about creating an impact and potentially creating a family legacy, right? I mean, if you decide to build it so that you could sell it, I'm not even so sure that you should. I mean, landscape lighting businesses typically don't sell for huge multiples. It's a great cash flow business. Um, Mailbox money does exist in the landscape lighting world. So you could build it and set it up on cruise control and have cash flow coming in for a very, very long time. There's nothing wrong with that strategy. In fact, it's probably what you should do, and use that money to start other businesses if you want to be an entrepreneur. And again, if you like design, go do design. If you like doing walkthroughs at night, go do walkthroughs. If you like doing installs, go do that. If you like sales, do whatever it is. You should do that, but you shouldn't be doing all of those things at once, because chances are, if you are, you're not quite as good as you think you are. So that's my lighting tip of the week: is create an exit strategy. Put this on paper, and really it's kind of more than that, but put your 1 year, 3 year, 5 year goals. And then what is your exit strategy? In 7 years, this is what you're going to do. You're going to fully exit the company, and you're going to have a general manager running it, right? And you can reverse engineer this stuff and be like, okay, if that's the case, how am I going to get there? Who are the people that I'm going to need? And it's not really the how, it's the who, is you can't figure out how to do all this stuff on your own. You do need people to help you. So create your exit strategy and remove yourself from the business. And then by all means, keep doing what you love to do, because that's what you should do. But still build the team. And again, a lot of us are, business owners, and we think that means automatically that we have to be good managers. Well, usually it's kind of the opposite. Like if we're like entrepreneurs, we're actually not as good with people as we think. We're bad at communicating, and we're bad managers. So that's why it makes sense to hire a general manager to kind of run the company, right? And again, if you're a good general manager, but you're not a good entrepreneur, you don't have good vision, you don't know what the next steps are, then partner with someone who is an entrepreneur, right? And if you're a good installer, but not a good manager, not a good entrepreneur, find somebody who it is. Again, hire your weakness. In my case, right now, yesterday, actually, I hired an administrative assistant. So I've got an assistant to help me with my weaknesses, which happen to be her strengths. So a lot of the stuff that I don't like doing, she enjoys doing. So why not make that work, right? And just because you don't like doing it doesn't mean you can't find somebody else who loves that, right? And that's what you should look for. So that's pretty much it. So, guys, I want to thank my guest, Rick Hughes. Thank you so much for being on here. I'm going to be hanging out with him in a couple of weeks at the GIE Expo in Louisville, Kentucky. I think you just put like a bunch of like muffins in your mouth or something, and like Louisville. If you're from Louisville, sorry, because I'm probably saying it wrong, but I don't think it's Louisville or Louisville. I think it's just Louisville. And thank Emery Allen for your guys' partnership. Thank you so much. You guys can check them out at emeryallen.com. And just a reminder to you to, keep working on your business every single day, every single week, every single month. I promise you, just keep getting a little bit better each day. Read something before I just end this totally. Read something the other day, and if you do the math, it works out. If you just improve yourself by 1% every single day, 1% every single day, after the 12 months is over, after 365 days, you'll be 37 times better by just becoming 1% better each and every day. So keep moving forward, guys. We'll talk to you later. Have a good week.